transmitiendo nuestra comunidad al mundo.
Will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance or the National Anthem? Good afternoon again. And it's very bittersweet, kind of emotional. The times that we are in right now to be doing this virtual. I wish I could see each one of you right now and give you a big hug and thank you for everything that you're doing. On behalf of the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent's Office and the Nogales Rotary Club, I would like to welcome you to the 13th Annual Santa Cruz County Teacher of the Year virtual ceremony. This evening, we will be honoring and paying tribute to 21 extraordinary teachers from throughout the county who were selected by their peers at every school site for their exemplary teaching. At this time, I would also like to recognize all the educators in Santa Cruz County and thank them for doing a phenomenal job during this difficult time. The high expectations, the caliber of teaching, and leadership in our county schools has brought outstanding academic achievement recognition, not only at the local level, but also at the state and national level. Tonight, we honor all of you for the remarkable work being done in our educational communities throughout Santa Cruz County. On behalf of everyone attending this virtual ceremony here this evening, the families and students of Santa Cruz County, teachers, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for your commitment and dedication for the countless hours you have spent in planning your daily instruction and weekly lesson plans to ensure that your students are being challenged and that the quality of education does not change from the classroom to online learning and the instruction is meeting their academic needs. Your classroom, although virtual now and online, is still the center of life where the art of teaching has inspired students to become critical thinkers, lifelong learners, and productive citizens of our society. Your passion for teaching is evident in the many lives that you have touched because you have instilled in your students confidence and a desire to learn. You have also sparked a curiosity that will forever be ingrained in their lives and a fascination for the learning process that will be part of their educational journey and adult life. You have motivated, challenged, and inspired excellence. You have helped nurture hidden talents and abilities. You are creative, caring individuals who take teaching beyond textbooks and blackboards, and who are exceptional teachers helping to redefine our educational system more now than ever. You may not be working on the front lines to cure and treat COVID-19, but you are working on the front lines of our homes, pouring into our students, and going above and beyond during a situation no one saw coming or thought possible. You have become the superheroes for our students and families throughout Santa Cruz County, creating a virtual classroom and empowering and challenging our students to expand their talents beyond their imagination. But most importantly, you are their support system. We admire your wisdom and value the respect and honor that you bring to the teaching profession. And we thank you again for making a difference in the lives of so many children. Excuse me. I would like to close with the following quote by Evan Walton Fitzwater. And I say it every year because it's so powerful and it still holds true. The future of the world is in my classroom today. A future with a potential for good and bad. Several future presidents are learning from me today. So are the great writers of the next decade. So are the so-called ordinary people who will make the decisions in a democracy. Only a teacher. Thank God I have a calling to the greatest profession of all. I must be vigilant every day, but lest I lose one fragile opportunity to improve tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. 13 years ago, we decided that our office, in partnership with the Nogales Rotary Club, would sponsor the Santa Cruz County Teacher of the Year Awards dinner ceremony. Today, it's a virtual ceremony. I want to thank the Nogales Rotary Club for their partnership. Special thanks to Nogales Rotarian German Mendoza for being our accountant. The response to this event throughout the years has been overwhelming, supported by various organizations, individuals, and elected officials, as well as local businesses. Without their support, it would have been difficult to plan this great event on a yearly basis and celebrate the great teaching in our county. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the sponsors for their generous support. I would also like to thank Mr. Oscar Islas, Director of NUSD Support Services, for setting up a tent at the county parking lot for the drive-through rally this evening. A special thanks to the Honorable U.S. Senator Kristen Sinema for sending a congratulatory letter to each one of you. There are no words to express my gratitude for the role Ms. Patricia Barraza Preciado has played in making this ceremony a memorable event every year. Although we are not able to host the awards dinner ceremony, she wanted to make this event very special. The theme, superheroes, the colorful banners you will see as you drive up to the Santa Cruz County Complex, and the beautiful platters she created were done with a special message that our teachers have the resilience and the spirit to do the impossible. I also want to thank Chris Young and Juan Valderas for assisting us with this virtual ceremony, as well as the office staff. I am truly proud to announce that Elgin, Patagonia, Little Red, Nogales, Rio Rico school districts, and Lourdes and Sacred Heart Catholic schools are all in attendance this evening. A special thanks to our 2020 Teacher of the Year judges who volunteered the time to interview all 21 teachers and select the Teacher of the Year and runner-up. Superintendent Faley, Superintendent Hayes, Superintendent Parra, Superintendent Romero, Superintendent Verdugo, administrators Ms. Contreras and Ms. Teran from Lourdes and Sacred Heart Catholic Schools, assistant superintendents, principals, and assistant principals. Your leadership is greatly valued and appreciated. Thank you for all your support and guidance, especially through this pandemic and tough time. I'm truly honored to be introducing our next guest speaker, the president of the Nogales Rotary Club, Ms. Ana Quijano.
Good afternoon. I am Alba Quijano, President-elect of the Rotary Club of Nogales. Thank you for having me here today, and thank you for those who are attending this event today virtually. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Nogales, I would like to thank all of the sponsors and those who worked so hard to still make this event happen under such difficult circumstances that we face. The Rotary Club of Nogales is proud to partner with Alfredo, his staff, and the schools of Santa Cruz County. I would like to congratulate all of the teachers and their families for being a part of this evening. This school year has been very challenging, to say the least. And on behalf of the Nogales Rotary Club, I would like to thank teachers for being such an important role model in the lives of our children, for motivating our children and opening their minds to different opportunities, for understanding that each child is different. A special thank you for those teachers that are currently homeschooling their own children and our children as well, for going above and beyond always, and even more so when we thought they couldn't do anymore. In closing, the Nogales Rotary Club would like to thank you for allowing us to be a part of this special event and congratulating the well-deserved participants. Please join me in recognizing the person that continues to make this event happen year after year, Alfredo, our Santa Cruz County Superintendent, and his staff, his team, and Ms. Patricia Barraza Preciado for all that you do. And with that, I will pass you on to Patricia, who will let us know our nominees. Thank you.
Good afternoon. In following, I would like to introduce our incredible 2020 Santa Cruz Teacher of the Year nominees. Yemil Andrade, Sacred Heart Parish School.
As a teacher, I have the responsibility to continue learning professional development, observation, assessments, and not to working closely with the coworkers. However, just as importantly, I need to continue learning from my students. If I show my students that I can learn from them, then they too will be willing to learn from me. The expectations are high, and we are held to them. But that does not mean there is no room for error, either for them or me. It is the mistakes and difficulties that we tend to learn best. Therefore, even if we make errors in the classroom, it is a safe learning environment that allows us to grow in knowledge of self and neighbor while growing academically and spiritually. The rewards of teaching in the spirit of humility are without question esteeming my students' holistic growth as well as my own, all for the well-being of the world itself. It is that system of learning reciprocity in the classroom that enables my students to learn what they are capable of, go out into the world, and become the states this world needs while continuing to learn from the blessings and challenges life presents them.
Jennifer Estrada, A.J. Mitchell Elementary School.
Scared I was. Not only to fail them, but to fail my students. I was constantly telling them that I did not have the experience it takes to be a good teacher. That was when they told me, that is on you to do your best, or not. Mrs. Teran told me, you can be 7 years in the position, but if you do not make any changes through the years, you're going to have 7 years of being a new teacher. And that stood out with me. Since that conversation, I learned it's not about how long you have been in a position, it's about what you have done while being there.
Heather Faley, Mountain View Elementary School.
Student relationships are key to remarkable learning and growth. Relationships are not about making the kids' life easy. Great student relationships are knowing each student's currency to getting them to work. It's being a constant standard in their life. It's being trustworthy. It's making work fun. It's making boring work extraordinary. And always trying to make today a better day than yesterday. I've had teachers like that. I hope we all have. I've tried to learn to love my past teachers gave me and thrown those new things twist in it. Hard work has great rewards. Teaching is so very, very difficult. During my time creating reports, I've never had a customer high-five or an auditor bring me a cake. I've never had a co-worker's parent come in and thank me for making her son want to come to school. In fact, with analytics, you finish, send in the report, and move on. Teaching is kind of magical at times.
Clarisa Fuentes, Calabasas School.
Clarisa Fuentes. I'm an advocate of emotional health. I believe that if my students adopt self-acceptance and love, they'll find the courage within them to achieve the unimaginable. I might be an idealist, but it works well for my kids. We work together, setting up goals and achieving them. My students, more than my pupils, are my partners. I need them to work. There cannot be a teacher without a student. For this reason, I respect them and learn to teach according to their different levels of needs. I wish I could multiply myself by the numbers of my students, but knowing that it will never happen, I want them to use the academic and math skills that we're practicing together in the present when we're adults. Clarisa Fuentes. I'm an advocate of emotional.
Norma Erika Garcia, Mary Welty Elementary School.
Objective as a kindergarten teacher is to give my students a warm welcome into their learning career, set up a solid foundation in which each student can build knowledge. My students feel welcome and appreciated from the moment they enter my classroom. As I get to know them, I try to reflect their likings and preferences into our learning environment and the multiple methods of teaching that implement in class. Every morning, I check up on my students and wish them a good day. My priority is to make them feel safe and comfortable so they can learn and make happy memories of their time in kindergarten. When they start calling me mommy by mistake, I know I have reached this goal. A mentor once told me that being a kindergarten teacher is somehow like being an entertainer. I have to captivate their little minds and focus their attention on the subject on hand, while they have fun and acquire knowledge at the same time. To me, that is a fascinating and thrilling challenge. My main objective.
Ana Lucia Gonzalez, Lourdes Catholic School.
Students come to us with many different needs to be met. Teaching can never be viewed as a one-size-fits-all approach. First and foremost, as educators, we have to be prepared to treat our students as unique individuals with the ability to learn and grow intellectually. Our responsibility does not stop at simply teaching in the classroom. Developing a sense of trust and respect with every student is critical as part of the process of building bonds that will remain with our students even after they have parted. Establishing connections outside of the classroom in activities that enrich the learning of our students is important for them to view us as role models. Additionally, students should be taught to go out into the world and participate as problem solvers, applying the knowledge they have acquired in the classroom. We must sensitize them to the issues affecting society today so they can be stimulated to participate in helping solve them. Students.
Catherine Haddock, Challenger Elementary School.
I believe that education is the great equalizer. This may be why certain groups are against public education, because education gives everyone a fair chance at a good life. Because of this, we as educators must make sure that every student that is in our classroom receives the best access to learning that we can give them. I am constantly telling my students that learning is up to them. They must take the information in and make it theirs. Their parents, teachers, and everyone in school can do their best to teach them, but it is up to them to learn and discover who they are. I know that it is my job to give them those opportunities to learn, to see where they are at, and make sure that I give them the best tools, environment, and strategies to help them achieve the learning that they need to succeed.
Michael Insunza, Pearson High School.
I believe an effective educator is someone that provides their students a safe and loving learning environment, and who also holds their students to high expectations and makes them accountable for their learning. In addition, I believe in promoting equity among students by providing equal access to the tools they need to achieve academic success. I am also a firm supporter of helping students establish their self-identity. Students need to be able to view themselves in a specific role that they respect and gain motivation from. These factors are necessary to assist the student in achieving academic mastery and as well as to experience positive social and emotional health. A safe and loving learning environment is something that I strive to provide each and every day in the classroom. It is difficult for students to function optimally if they do not feel safe and loved.
Santosh Kumar, Nogales High School.
Here's a hypothetical question. What would you do if you had $1 million? For me, the answer is easy. I believe in the profession I am going to dedicate my life to. Even if I had the money, I could not think of a better thing to do than what I am doing now, teaching. My classroom is not only a science lab, but it is a laboratory of learning, in which the goal of the student is not only to pass the class with good grades, but to prepare them for the real world and college. The greatest gift we can give our students is the ability to learn and adapt to new situations. We must give them the gift of learning so that when they leave our classroom, they will have the tools to succeed in the complex world in which we find ourselves. When lessons are designed for the benefit of students, they will see the connection between the classroom and their lives, and will realize that classrooms are their launchpad into the larger world.
Selina Landa, Lincoln Elementary School.
Making a difference in students' lives through effective teaching is being able to connect with your students in order to reach them on multiple levels to meet their individual needs. An effective educator is committed to his or her students' well-being, both inside and outside the classroom. Personally, I feel that students are able to learn when they are provided with a safe, secure, and comfortable environment where they can take part in exciting lessons. Diverse instruction is part of every lesson in order to provide each individual student with a variety of different opportunities to learn, understand, and achieve mastery of the content that is being presented to them. Supplementing enjoyable literature, entertaining activities, and higher-order critical thinking opportunities will help them reach their academic goals. It's something that goes into every lesson I create.
Ralph Lopez, Little Red School.
In my 12 years as a teacher and 2 years as a Santa Cruz County School Superintendent and Chief Deputy, I have not taken a day off due to illness, not even during this period of the coronavirus pandemic. I took initiative and developed my own online system for my students. I posted assignments and resources every day beginning the Monday after spring break. I thought about my students, their parents, and I decided to jump in because I was not about to give up on them or their education. I would record my lessons every day and then upload the videos and their assignments to Class Dojo. We would also have a couple of Zoom meetings every week so the students could see one another. This was more of a social gathering to de-stress the students as well as myself. I'm happy to say that over 75% of my students finished the math and language arts curriculum. We are getting paid to educate. My father always taught me to earn my keep. And if you do not come home exhausted after a day of teaching, then in my opinion, you did not do your job.
Iliana Magallanes, San Cayetano Elementary School.
Liliana Magallanes. In my classroom, I find different ways to motivate my students. I give student brain breaks, which consist of Go Noodle, Just Dance, guided stretches, and many more. At any time during the day, if you walk into my classroom, you will feel safe, valued, and loved. I have a data wall, which consists of students' reading and math levels, with their goals marked on it. And in my experience, they all reach the goal by the end of the school year. I use an application called Class Dojo to communicate with the parents on a daily basis and as a behavior management system. I also have homework stars and dojo bells for motivation. Every 15 days that a student completes their homework, they get to pick a homework star, which includes but is not limited to sitting next to a friend. Bring them something special to show and tell, picking our brain breaks for the day, and many more.
Luz Mendez, Rio Rico High School.
Teaching is an art, and every teacher is a unique artist. As an artist, my craft consists of the design and painting lessons tailored to my audience, presented at my art shows in the classroom, and both admired and questioned until the concepts of my art are theirs and not my own. What makes me an outstanding artist is the fact that every student entrusted to me is deserving of my time, patience, and attention to fine success with my teaching, even when I must invest my energy in the redesign or the delivery. I also believe that students are multidimensional beings, which demand that my care for them encompass the whole child and not just their academic style.
Nathaniel Porter, Patagonia Union High School.
In order to achieve the basics, I strive to teach students how to be critical, open-minded thinkers, which will enable them to be valuable members of society. This is where activities such as mock trials and other simulations are important and effective. These experiences mirror the life experiences that those students may face. For instance, this year's students worked in collaborative groups during a unit on the Industrial Revolution. Each created an innovation to improve future generations. I quickly realized that learning is not bound by the four walls of any school. Every year I take my students on field trips that relate to our areas of study. We go to museums that make history come alive, as well as natural areas where students can apply their knowledge of geography. One of my favorite field trips involves studies in archaeology on Fort Huachuca, where my students are allowed to participate in a dig for artifacts. All these experiences reinforce and enrich the information they encounter in the regular class sessions.
Deborah Oaks, Wade Carpenter Middle School.
Deborah Oaks. The best teachers are those that never give up on their students. Teachers that not only teach, but guide their students to reach their highest potentials and be the best they can be. As an educator, I want to motivate my students to learn by providing them with valuable and enriching learning experiences. I build relationships with my students that will stay with them long after they leave my classroom. As a special education teacher, It is important to keep in mind that every student is an individual and comes from a different background. No two students will ever be the same and need the exact same type of instruction. I believe that it is important to be able to adapt to any situation and deliver the best possible instruction to every student. Throughout my career, I've had many experiences that have influenced my views on teaching and education. All my experiences have shown me the importance of differentiating instructions in order to create a positive learning environment for all students.
Anneli Olivaria, Patagonia Elementary School.
What makes me an outstanding teacher is the training I received as a paraprofessional for the Special Education Department at Patagonia Public Schools. It was this training that helped me reach students whose math was not their favorite subject. I learned to scaffold problems for students and break it down using student language so that they could follow. It is the same method I still use to this day, but I have improved this technique in my instruction by adding shortcuts to my scaffolding. I make it known to my students that it is okay if they do not understand the shortcut, and that showing all of their work is still correct. My teaching methods have helped me make students feel comfortable in the realm of algebra, and make them understand that it is okay not to be as fast as their peer. I utilize a quote in my classroom that helps instill confidence in my students. Slow like a turtle, sting like a bee. The quote helps me guide students to understand that it is okay to be slow like a turtle, but sting like a bee, meaning it is better if you take your time and get it correct instead of rushing it and getting it wrong. The sting like a bee was derived from knowing a bee does not miss its target.
Denise Roberts, Bracker Elementary School.
My philosophy is based on the foundation that every child has the capacity to learn. I believe that a teacher should communicate high expectations in order to push students to be their best and challenge students into higher level thinking. I believe educators should teach qualities of good character through example. I teach each student to work hard by working hard myself. I try to inspire students to be positive and perseverant. A person's attitude is contagious. It is important to teach students to have positivity by showing it yourself. Learning is a very complicated process involving multiple steps, such as processing information, retaining it, comprehending and reproducing the information in a way that makes sense to the student. With all these complicated steps, it is easy to see how students may struggle. Being patient and encouraging are essential for effective learning.
Yvonne Romero, Desert Shadows Elementary School. Actually, Desert Shadows Middle School.
My philosophy has a lot to do with putting things into perspective. Many times I hear students ask things such as, why do I need to know fractions? How will I use them in life? This is why topics taught in my classroom are all about lifelong learning. For the most part, it helps engage students and it makes it easy to understand the content. I also look back and analyze how each of my former teachers implemented instruction in their own lessons. This has helped me become a better teacher. In my classroom, I incorporate mathematics on a daily basis. When a lesson on decimals comes up, I use this particular example. On the board, I write, who wants to wash my car for $100? In response, I see their anxious faces filled with excitement. Their hands quickly reach the ceiling. Then I say, oh wait, I made a mistake. I forgot about the decimal. Then I rewrite it. Now who wants to wash my car for $1? This is when I explain to them that a simple decimal is of great importance. Simple examples like this one can make it easy for students to understand certain concepts, regardless of what subject matter you are teaching.
Elise Rothstein, Coronado Elementary School.
Teaching is not done in isolation. Together with every individual in the school building, we create a myriad of little masterpieces, each person contributing to the educational journey of every student. I believe that being the member of a team and sharing our unique talents is what guides us as teachers. Without the collaboration of and with my colleagues, I would not be the teacher that I have become. I work collaboratively with the administration, faculty, staff, students, and parents. Collectively, we do our best to help mold the minds, hearts, and academic endeavors of each of our students. Teaching does indeed take a village.
Michelle Siebert, Elgin School.
My philosophy of teaching is multifaceted, but it starts with my core belief that everyone in the classroom needs a voice to advocate for themselves and a voice to contribute as a student, teacher, mentor, and creative thought partner. My self-developed curriculum, based on Arizona English Language Arts standards, is rigorous, with high expectations for all. We work as a team, making classroom promises to one another that are centered in compassion and accountability. Number one, whenever you, a classmate, or an adult seems frazzled, remind us to breathe. Number two, always bring the attitude, I've got this. Number three, suit up and show up every day. Number four, keep asking until you really understand. And number five, push to learn every day by stretching outside your comfort zone. I model these every day. If I'm struggling through something, I audibly remind myself to stop and breathe. I am open about my learning process as I am constantly learning and evolving along with my students.
And last but not least, Claudia St. Clair, Guatimundi Middle School.
Claudia St. Clair. Everyone we meet and interact with affects our lives. It does not matter if the person is a friend or a stranger. Each person we interact with has influence on us. If a young man opens the door and holds it for me, he has made my day better. So I smile and say, "Thank you, sir." I recognize that he is being a gentleman and he realizes that I appreciate his effort. We are both happier people. Because we're happier people, our day will go better. We will be more positive. That smile may lead to silent laughter. Everyone needs to laugh. When students see me laugh at myself and admit that I'm far from perfect, they feel that I'm just as human as they are. It is all right to make mistakes. Yes, we learn from others.
A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. Brad Henry. And those are our 21 nominees. I would like to invite Miss Cynthia Matus Morris. She was one of our judges, and she will present the envelope to Mr. Velasquez on our runner-up and our winner. I would also like to add that Mrs. Matus Morris is one of our Patagonia High School board members and has been a board member forever. Thank you so much.
Mr. Velasquez,
Yes.
I am honored to give you these envelopes for the Teacher of the Year runner-up and Santa Cruz County Teacher of the Year.
Thank you very much. Good evening or good afternoon. I want to thank all of you again for your philosophy of teaching. You're all winners. This has been a truly a difficult time from what I understand. It's been a difficult time it was a difficult decision for the judges. And if you didn't hear me earlier, I said you're all winners. So we're going to start up. I have no idea who these winners are. This has been kept secret for the last several months. It was between the judges and Ms. Barraza. The 2020 Teacher of the Year runner-up will be receiving a total of $1,520 in goods, a check for $1,000, and a barbecue grill from Home Depot. He or she will also be receiving a plaque. This year's 2020 Teacher of the Year runner-up is Mr. Nate Porter, Patagonia Union High School. Congratulations, Mr. Porter. Wish you all the best, and thank you for the outstanding job that you do. The 2020 Teacher of the Year will win a $2,000 check, $500 for professional development, a barbecue grill from the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent's Office and Nogales Rotary Club, $400 as well. And I forgot to mention also, the runner-up and winner will be receiving a Chromebook from the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent's Office and the Nogales Rotary Club. For the last 13 years, our symbolic trophy for Teacher of the Year is 4 children holding 4 stars, and it's called the Star Polisher. And I will read that to you at this point. My job is to take the stars in and shine them, buff them, and then send them out into the sky, by Leah Bex. I have a great job in the universe of occupations. What do? I'm a star polisher. It's a very important job. If you want to know how important, just go out at night and look at the stars twinkling and sparkling. You see, I am a teacher. The stars are the children in my class. My job is to take them in whatever shape they come, and shine them and buff them, and then send them out to take their places as bright little twinkling beacons in the sky. They come into my room in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes they're bent, tarnished, dirty, crinkly, and broken. Some stars are cuddly, soft, and sweet. Some stars are prickly and thorny. As I buff, polish, and train and teach my little stars, I tell them that the world cannot do without them. I tell them that they can do anything they set their minds to do. I tell them they can be the brightest, shiniest stars in the sky, and the world will be a better place because of them. Each night, as I look out at the sky, I am reminded of my very important job and the awesome responsibility. I go and get my soft buffing cloth and my little bottle of polish in preparation for tomorrow and for my class of little stars. The 2020 Santa Cruz County Teacher of the Year is Miss Michelle Sabert from Elgin School. Congratulations, Ms. Sabert, on winning this high honor. Thank you for doing such a great job in your classroom. Okay, at this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Grossi, who has a special gift for the Teacher of the Year.
Hi, Michelle, and congratulations. You know, I couldn't think of a better theme than calling all superheroes for this year's Santa Cruz County Teacher of the Year. A superhero, as defined by Wikipedia, is a character that possesses abilities beyond those of ordinary people, who typically uses their powers to help the world become a better place, or is dedicated to protecting the public and stopping evil. So congratulations to you on winning this. We will be presenting on behalf of my wife Jan and I and Johnson Southern Arizona a custom created Santa Cruz County Teacher of the Year ring just for you. You can wear that because all the stars in the sky come directly from you and all the rest of the teachers. So thank you, Santa Cruz County Schools, for holding this annual Teacher of the Year ceremony. Traditions do matter. All teachers, staff, bus drivers, faculty, we all learn and grow because of all you do. You truly all are superheroes. So thank you, congratulations to everyone, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Grossi, for a generous gift. So, as always, Ms. Barraza, Ms. Pat, comes through and being creative. She created some beautiful trays. I'd like to show them to you. Each tray has a superhero. You see this? Okay, it has a superhero figurine. It has a $200 check and $225 in gift certificates. I'd like to just recognize those persons who donated for the Teacher of the Year platters, and they are Ms. Liz Gutfar, Santa Cruz County Treasurer, 25 gift certificate to Subways to each Teacher of the Year nominee, $10 gift certificate from our county manager, who is also present here, Ms. Jennifer St. John from Starbucks, Zula's Meal, Papachori's family, $25, Burger King, David Hathaway and family, $20 gift certificate. Elvira's, Richard Garcia and Ruben Monroy, $35 gift certificate. Walmart, Miss Susie Sainz, Santa Cruz County Recorder, and her mom, former Santa Cruz County Recorder, Mary Lou Sainz, $20. Starbucks Supervisor for District 2, Mr. Rudy Molera, $20. Starbucks Supervisor for District 3, Bruce Bracker, $20. Starbucks, Mr. Mike Hughes, our grant consultant, $20. El Zarape, Ms. Socorro Hernandez, $20. Italian Peasant, Ms. Kim Rocco, $20. I'd like to thank all our sponsors again for their generosity. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. And again, thank you, office staff, for everything. Remember that we are going to be having the drive-up rally right now, and for you all to come and pick up your trays, and for our runner-up and Teacher of the Year, we have having you come up here as well. And if you have a pickup truck, you can pick up your barbecue grills. Also, if you, I know we're trying to be, have social distancing, so if you want to stay in your car, we're going to be taking pictures. You can get out of the car or stay in the car, whatever you choose to do. And you will be asked to please announce yourself. There will be a tent down at the bottom, and they'll be announcing your name. We have Maxima, Oscar Felix, who will be blasting off your name into the sky to all those little stars that are out there waiting to hear your name. Thank you. Have a good night. So, how are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do the picture with the, we're gonna go to the school?
Transmitiendo nuestra comunidad al mundo. Transmitiendo nuestra comunidad al mundo.